very, very worried for the side of KAOS. It is a pretty good lock-in when you look at, oh, it's playing into Leona, Misfortune, it stops the bullet time, yada, but your only realistic engage right here is going to be that Maokai, and once
you will be able to use those grubs a little bit more effectively, but looks like there's a potential roam coming in from Snilla. Right, able just to evade getting caught out here by Senkux. And I mean, to be fair, I don't know if Senkux really wants that heat right now.
He's trying to be doing in the fights, right? He needs to get to the back lane. He needs to get rid of Victor as soon as possible. Maybe not that soon.
I think Errol might be in danger here. Gets caught by the gravity field, brought by the roots, locked in place, and that true shot isn't going to go near. But Errol, he's going down regardless. Does try and get some damage onto Riot, but they make sure that first blood goes to him. Lovely little pick. Does need to be a little careful. Could be potentially caught by a dive. He also is quite happy underneath his towers. He's just going to clear out the wave. Nice and easy. Shackle's making his way over, though. That wave is going to die out fairly soon. Tehran's caught by the exhaust. 4 members coming in. He flashes underneath the tower. Gets the knockback. Snilla going very low. Shackle now starting to take some serious damage from those towers, but it's not enough. 4 members collapsing.
I gotta say, I don't quite like it from KAOS, because Verdant are getting the grabbies right now. They might be getting value in the end.
Solar Flare comes in. There's the bullet time. The flash out to break away. Slow onto Shigenari. They do get the grubs, but Vayu no ultimate. No
flash. Has the first item completed. It's going to be more damage, so Vayu's life is going to be in a great danger. But I think it's not about Vayu's life starting to brew in unless they find a way to do something about this bot lane. Because last time, it took them 4 people on the bot lane to take Tehran down. And
all
they
this gold. Got himself the Bloodthirster. Got himself triple longsword. Like, he is so spiked right now, and every time Baki takes an auto Q, he loses so much health. As it looks like Tehran may be giving up that last kill again as he's getting caught out. Vayu finds the interrupt onto him, does get the knockback. Tehran misses the Q, and Vayu secures the kill. That is the feat of warfare. Now Noodle's getting engaged onto, but I don't know if he really wants this heat. Look at the damage coming out from Shigenari. Shackle loses almost all of his health. Errol has the solar flare, isn't going to pull the trigger. That Gromp is down. That tower is down. Verdant. Are they going to be able to get into Dragon in time? Because they do not have long. They got 29 seconds. They can plop down Herald.
On the bot lane, and they have lost a lot of vision on the bot part of the map. If you look at the minimap, there is a lot of red words from KAOS right now in the enemy territory.
Noodles flashed in, thrown down the crescent, get much damage off. There's going to be Misfortune inside that one. Charge onto the gravity field, doesn't get caught. Charm hits onto Snilla here from Senkux. They're going to jump in onto him. The Braum finds the knock up on the multiple people as the Chaos Storm. Vayu's ultimate goes wide. Q hitting onto Vayu here. Great gravity field though from Raya. It's just going to stop the advance of Verdant. Now they're going to push through. Vayu's already lost too much health. Good charm comes out. There's going to be the lockdown into the root. The dragon's secure, but someone has already died. Snilla will fall down, and the health bars continue to be low. Errol can just We are still also on the Roa patch, where Roa is turbo broken, so
yes,
obviously that's why we got an Ari with Roa. As Vayu is getting chased down here by Tehran. Looking for the teleport. Errol lands the Zenith Blade. Shut down for Shigenari. They are just... Even if you do get a bit of poke on her, Bloodthirster, they're just going to heal back up. They've got a shield. Oh, hold on. Noodle has found himself caught. Crescent Guard comes in, jumps into Baki's pocket. Senkux has made his way over. There's going to be the lockdown. The bullet time into the charm as their Poppy interrupts Shigenari, sends him back to the base. Shackle finds the knockback on the Noodle. Noodle's going low, able to dodge away in the Glacial Fissure. Senkux has committed ultimate. In jumps Tehran
into the enemy jungle. He doesn't know where the enemies are. Still goes here, gets caught off. And then the ultimate from Poppy throwing Misfortune away. Like, as I told you, this Misfortune is not supposed to be ulting. Also, what is happening in the real time?
Atakan's been interrupted. Senkux is on it. Vayu doesn't have that ultimate. They've been forced away. That should just be... Atakan, that true shot barrage was way too close. Shigenari's going to chase forward as Vayu comes in, but the cleanse goes down. Vayu's losing way too much health. He's forced to flash away, but they're going to be chased down by the Misfortune. There's the blast forward. Senkux is making his way forwards as well. Vayu desperately trying to escape, but that is Shigenari getting another kill. Raya has been caught by Noodle in the middle of all of this as well. Another kill for Verdant. They've got the revive on the Atakan.
They got the revive, which means they can be even more aggressive on the map. They are finally getting the dragon, which means that is not a soul for KAOS for another 5 minutes in the game, where the fights pretty much end for them.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one, especially as more crit comes in. Noodle jumps into the middle of the whole team, has the revive, remember, got the pressing guard, he's going to throw it down, but the bullet time is going to absolutely cut through Snilla. He blocks it for the rest of the team, but sacrifices himself. Noodle, honestly, I low-key think that was worth, but this might not be, as they found the damage onto Shigenari. They're going to force the withdrawal out. Errol, can he chase over the wall? Comes in with the Zenith Blade, finds a bit of damage off as they do get something onto Vayu, but Vayu's too damn tanky. Errol isn't though, as he is being cut through by Baki. Vayu loses a bit more HP, but in comes Tehran on the flank. He's going to jump forward. Steadfast Presence still hasn't been used. They got the lockdown onto Tehran. Interruptive. Withdraw used out. Senkux still has an ult charge to use. Noodles chasing forward. There's the true shot. Senkux will survive just about, as the tower will too. Shigenari is back in the mix. I think Riot might be in trouble. There's 3 people collapsing on this, Victor. Nice little gravity field, but unfortunately for you, buddy, you are cooked. That's going to be the final one. Tehran secures the kill. They don't even give Senkux. Are they sneaking Baron? I don't know if they're aware of this.
They are. But no, Verdant knows something because there's TP coming from Ahri.
Yeah, they're making their way over. Shigenari's coming in as well. There's going to be the ultimate from the Poppy. Doesn't hit onto anyone. They find the lockdown, but the bullet time is going to absolutely cut them through. Noodle steals the Baron. Vayu is not going to go for far as he's hunted down by Senkux. One more dash over the water. Double kill for the Ahri.
After that, it's just the mission of a cleanup for Verdant.
That was absolutely beautiful. Oh, Vayu may find himself in danger. Blast go wide. Noodle's going to lose a fair amount of HP here. Has the concussive blows onto him. Misses the wind become lightning, but in comes Shigenari. Baki's health bar just evaporated. 2 auto attacks, and he's forced out of the fight. Shigenari losing a fair amount of...
The answer is you simply don't. In the meantime, though, Verdant are getting the second dragon for themselves, which means, yet again, no soul for KAOS. But KAOS have bigger problems right now. They need to defend their base. There's still the Baron buff on Verdant. They're pushing in. 6 grab is still in pockets. Oh, Shaco!
That is so much damage coming out from this Misfortune. The IE just popping off. Shackle just about survives. The wave does not, as Tehran able to finish up the inhibitor bot lane, forcing a point that needs to be contested here. As KAOS, they're desperately trying to hold on to mid lane, but they traded out pretty heavily for that. Vayu, don't really know where you're going, buddy. Gonna have to be taking the long way around. Is looking for a fight here versus Tehran. In jumps the rest of KAOS. Snillock has got the concussive blows thrown down. Throws out the Glacial Fissure onto one. Errol will find himself caught, but buys space for his team to escape. KAOS, that wasn't really the one you wanted. A really rough one for them. And one thing we haven't talked about was how KAOS started this game with all of the kills. They haven't done much since those early kills. It is 13-4 right now.
Yeah. Because shockingly, kills don't really win you the game. Taking the objectives, taking control of the map seems to be doing a little bit more than that.
Well, they are looking to jump in, find their target. Shigenari immediately throws the cleanse out, and Vayu, his target selection was a little bit lackluster. Tehran's able to secure the kill. Senkux still has a couple of dashes available to him. Is he going to chase forwards? Got one more dash back. He could be the one under fire here. Senkux just playing the dodge game. Jumps in, comes for the flash, goes for the charm. Doesn't quite get the connection in, but Tehran's here for tidy up. Shut down one onto an Ahri. It matters not. Tehran continues to chase forwards. Baki's damage is pretty brutal, though. Hinza goes to shot blast, shifts away to safety. Tehran switches form for the movement speed, but Baki has been flanked, and Shigenari has his number, slows him down, and there's the delayed ace for the side of Verdant. There will be the base as well. Game 1 had a very, very tempered start, but Verdant pulled it out, and it got bloody fast.
And at KAOS, as you were saying, we're leading in the kills in the early game, but that did not last whatsoever. It's going to be 18-5. And Verdant, if they continue like that and take the series, would anybody really be surprised?
We talked a lot about KAOS had a lot of tools to kind of shut down the
ultimate, and Tristana might have a bad day.
I mean, the ultimate value is pretty high here, I want to say. I think it's okay. You can steal the paranoia, you can steal the depth charge, you can steal the feast.
In the jungle right now, nonchalantly taking their blue buff like there is nothing happening here.
He has no smite. He's going to be able to jump away from Shackle. Lands the second Q into him, and Shackle going low. Wants to steal this blue away, but I think Noodle may be able to finish him up. Gets a bit of healing off there. Throws out the W, gets some more doggies out as now Noodle's in danger. First blood picked up for Noodle as now Raya is being run down by Senkux. Caught by the Q for the slow. Errol flashes, wall bangs, gets the knock up. And that is the second kill for Verdant. A really, really solid start for them. Meanwhile, Vayu may be looking for the kill. Tehran flashes over the rupture. And both of them just flash away from the action.
Oh, this top lane was just beautiful. But everything else was not beautiful for KAOS, by the way, because if you think about it, things are working according to the plan for Verdant with this whole situation in the jungle. But wait for it, because Noodle's on the bot lane.
Snilla finds the lockdown onto Shigenari, but I think Snilla may be going down. That's the feat of warfare secured as Noodle secures the kill. That Neferi is... There's a Corki heading up to the top lane. And I think Vayu may be in some danger here. Gets the Eon. Just going to start to chip away at him. Actually jumps forwards. Gets caught by the knock-up, but Vayu goes down. Shiganari secures themselves a kill as Raya is going incredibly low here. Isn't going to get the damage off on the Senkux. Snilla comes in, lands the hook. They do get some follow-up there from the Q, but Senkux jumps forward, gets the Kingslayer for some healing off. They find the knock-up onto Snilla. There's a fight breaking out onto Noodle, who's going to find himself in action, but Tayron's making his way forwards. Noodle just took him down! 2 kills picked up on the bottom side. They turned the teleport in as Vayu is now looking for the cow. Errol will fall. Silence lands in onto Senkux, and there comes the Nom. Vayu gets another kill, but Noodle is sitting pretty. A double kill picked up, though, for Vayu. Knock-up doesn't quite land here from Tayron, who finds himself in danger. Another rupture will knock him up as Tayron going very, very scary. And suddenly Noodle, he's starting to look a little bit like a Rottweiler.
Hey, we were asking for a game where more action is going to happen early, especially now that maybe this Corki is going to be found.
Oh, Shiganari does have the flash, does have barrier. Not going to be necessary. There's a spooky ghost on the other side, and KAOS are going to turn their attention towards Grubs, but with Errol here spotting it out, Noodle's actually not in the area, so I don't really think they can play contested, although Shackle is quite weak. He's just going to get smited, and Errol is enough of a threat on his own to force her away. As now Baki's actually jumped in. They've got the Arcane Barrage onto Errol. He's able to evade away a fair amount of that. Gets away safely. Senkux really jumps in one direction with the chain lash.
To get something more than that, because they have 6 kills. They are slightly digging themselves a gold,
oh,
and they
no.
might be...
That might be a Corki in danger, but the barrier's come out, and Shackle hasn't quite found the damage. Noodle jumps forwards, gets hit by the hook, but it's not enough to save his jungler, as Noodle flashes underneath the tower, throws the W down, gets the next charge of the ultimate off, and secures a double kill. And suddenly Snilla is on his lonesome, looks for the hook, but the minion will block, does get some slow off. Errol needs to be the one to tank. They're just waiting out, find the headbutt, find the pulverize, and that is one dead scuba diver. Errol flashes away, secures himself the survey. They've been able to secure themselves 2 of the 2 objectives. They got Rift Herald, Void Grubs, and now this first dragon of the game. But Feat of Strength will be secured momentarily for the side of Verdant as they finish up this tower. They're actually proxying the wave as a bit of a denial here, as Noodle finds himself in a fight with Vayu. Decides he actually doesn't want that heat right now. He's just going to disappear off and make sure his team pick up this tower for themselves. But Vayu's denied a fair amount of CS there with the fact they proxied the wave.
In the area, but I'm not seeing almost anybody else around as well.
Senkux is making his way over. I think these 2 alone should be enough. 1 grub secured. That's how Verdant will play Denial and take the last 2, so it's not the full 6 stack, but they still get 4, so they still get the little grublets.
It's still something. It's still... A win is a win for KAOS in this situation with the Grubs, to be honest. They still have 4 of them. They have the first dragon as well, so something to be playing forward.
I think what I'm happy about, Snilla will get spotted out by Noodle, as Senkux is also in the area. Oh no, Snilla! You're blast coned into the jaws of the beast. Senkux secures the kill.
Corki, that's a slightly different story. As long as he has them available, as long as he has the damage on them, he is able to answer things like Tristana, things like... Okay, Tristana, full stop.
Okay, well, they're throwing everything down onto this Corki. That is a committal of 3 ultimates so far, and Shiganari is able to survive the onslaught. Shackle doesn't have the damage. No one can follow the dive up, and down Shackle goes. He's picked up nice and easily. Tayron has jumped into the middle of the fight, looks for the knockup, doesn't quite get it. Bit more damage coming out as Noodle jumps in, has W to break away. Even so, that was a little bit risky. Senkux is in the area, but that is going to be Dragon available to them. Senkux still to chomp away. He's going to grab himself a little bit of extra health as he from Riot, but no one else is actually there to physically be there in body. And Shackle's too far behind. He jumps in, and Shiganari survives 3 ult, so doesn't matter. Then they go and get Herald for this 3rd tower, crack mid lane open with it, and then you just control the map. You have so much...
Regardless, because Verdant are pushing in. They have so much prior. Look at them walking through the enemy jungle, finding Snealer yet again. This is not your jungle Snealer anymore. No, Verdant control it.
Find the hook over the wall, jumps Noodle. He gets some damage off. Snilla is under a lot of hurt here as Baki jumps in. The lights get turned out from the Nocturne, and Baki's able to take out Errol. But Vayu, he's dealing with the whole team, but slowly but surely they're cutting through his health bar. Snilla continues to go low, though. Shigenari's damage is just a little bit too much. They're looking for a rupture onto him. They do find the knockup. The right of the Arcane comes in, into the stun as well. Shigenari's low. He's able to jump to safety as Noodle's trying to find that little bit of additional damage off, and the fight has gone in favor there as Raya is able to secure the kill. Noodle
Really
takes
big threat for the enemy team if he stays alive.
Well, Alistair under threat, but I think it's going to be a little hard to deal with it when actually Noodle has just hex portaled his way in, and I think Vayu may find himself in some danger here. Looks for a rupture, only hits it onto the doggy, and Tayron is able to secure the kill. Lights go out, and it's actually Senkux who's turned the lights out.
And then rotate towards Atacon. I don't see any vision for KAOS prepared around that part of the map, except for like 2 lonely wards in their part of the
Gonna
jungle.
get his ultimate stolen away. Senkux gets caught by the knockup, and I think Vayu's going to be able to walk him away. Chain Lash comes down as Noodle jumps into the pocket. Shackle's going to be the one to get jumped onto. Lights get turned out, though, as they're going to throw everything down on to Shackle. He's able to break away, though. And it looks like that might just be the end of the action, although Senkux has a feast, so could look to devour onto Snilla. And if that hook hit, I think Snilla died. Knockup lands onto Noodle. Noodle throws the Q out, throws out a W as well just to make sure he's safe, as it looks like KAOS aren't quite done yet. They're not going to be able to find that knockup. Errol taking a fair amount of damage, but Senkux is going to go for the jump in. There's the abscond. There's the abduct into the knockup, and that is going to be one Cho'Gath under danger. Senkux feasts him away, gets the chain lash, and back he's losing so much HP. Does look like they're going to back off as they find a hook onto Snilla. Errol Hex flashes over the wall, gets the knock up on the backy. They're going to chase forwards, but I think this may have been a little bit too greedy. 1 kill for Senkux underneath the tower. Tayron jumps into the mix, somehow surviving. Noodles found Shackle, and Verdant, they're just making this look easy.
They're making it look unfair, and that feels so unfair because with how aggressive they are, at the same time with how the book with initialized some time ago when I said that whenever somebody buys a book, they usually die very quickly afterwards and lose all of their stacks. But I don't think it works like that anymore, especially not in the case.
Definitely got control. I think once the Baron spawns up, that'll probably be your final kind of calling card to take the rest of the objectives on the map. Senkux has 4k HP almost. He's 3,000. He's going to be a problem. The bigger problem, though, is Noodle. 8-0 right now on the doggy. And Shackle might find himself in a little bit of danger. He's going low. Lights get turned out. And in jumps Senkux looking for that kill. Going to be a legendary kill on as Noodle jumps underneath the tower. Bucky gets run over by Tayron, who's on a rampage. Raya trying to make the breakaway. Noodle continues to chase forward. W comes out, lands the doggies, and Noodle secures himself the kill. Vayu is doing his best to try and keep himself in this one, but I don't think his team are going to be able to hold the line here. Down goes an inhibitor, out goes the hook onto Tayron, but he's too damn tanky. Senkux stealing away the Nomps as well, as the tower will fall, and that is going to be one dead dinosaur. Shigenari will secure the kill. He was the MVP of last game, but damn it, give it a Noodle. 10-0 on the dog. An absolutely monster performances. They are going to try and get onto Snilla and get a kill off there. Not going to happen. Nexus exposed, 25 minutes on the clock. And an absolutely beautiful performance coming in from the side of Verdant. 25 minutes. He just ruined his KDA.
Yeah.
He just ruined his KDA.
Noodle. Why would you do that? Not even to us, but to yourself, Noodle. Come on, you look like a pitbull there for a second, and now I don't even know what to call you anymore. But you know what? They didn't even
support.
Oh, dude, I guess you just
So
go in with
Jinx-
your ultimates, try and one-shot someone,
Nah.
and then you go
Put Jinx
reset
in a
C.
bit. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't expect much until 6 is coming, right, in this game. Like, Noodle, he does actually have quite a lot of skirmish, especially with the Talia. This is something which Trouble has talked a lot about. As might have to hold that fort because they get the taunt, and Snilla's ignited. He's going low. Shigenari flashes forwards. Back he loses a lot of HP. If Shigenari hits a W, that could be him in danger, but Shackle now making his way over. They just need to shove this wave and get the hell out of dodge as Shackle throws down the cloud, making his way forward. Shigenari, no flash, remember. Taunt's coming out, though. They do connect it on. There's the knock-up, and there should be first blood. Shackle somehow survives. Trap comes down. Shigenari doesn't have enough mana for a W, and somehow no one dies bot lane.
I don't know how. Everybody literally walked on the edge of a knife there. Literally everybody. Especially with Shackle flashing away with like less than 40 HP on that Viego. Noodle is still chasing, by the way. Noodle is still looking for some kills to be secured after this whole play. But I don't think you can tower dive there, buddy. Or can you?
I think they can. They're going to go for the dive. They're going to get the damage off. In comes the dam from Ziggs. It's a 1-for-1. Make it a 2-for-1. Make it a 2-for-2. The exact same thing that has happened 2 games in a row now. On to game 3. Shiganari gets sent topside as the grubs spawn up. They're going to go siphon plates into him, and he's going to get a gold lead through plates. They'll then siphon him down bot lane. He'll hit the last little plates there. The big thing for me, though, is I'm not sure if I actually like it this time. Because, yeah, you're going to inject a bunch of cash into Shiganari, but the pre-6 fight definitely favors Verdant's bot lane over KAOS's bot lane. So this way, they get to be the bully and bully Tayron, and they also get some free time to funnel some gold back into Jinx and experience in as Raya, I don't think you're along for the world, my friend. Down you go. There's the feat of warfare secured for Vert.
In time, but at least for the Dragon, in a minute from now, would be ideal for them if they get some items before that happens.
Oh, they get the knock up on to 2 here from Vayu with the unstoppable force. He has got the backup of his team. Vayu's been ignited. Teleport's coming in, though, and it looks like Verdant are looking to fight. The rocket goes wide. They're going to throw some chase down. Snilla gets caught by the fear. Oh, that was the longest vial I've ever seen. Snilla taken down. Verdant secure the kill. Over. See if Shiganari, he has cleanse and flash, remember, so he should be able to break away from this one. Errol's playing it safe as the rest of the team making their way over. And ultimate was committed by Snilla onto Senkux. I think first tower blood is really going to be that much on the cards for them. Fear comes out. Snilla is going to get caught by the taunt. They're going to continue to apply pressure to him. He tries to make an escape there. Knockback doesn't come in. It's now Shackle desperately trying to make his way away. Smiting for the slow onto Noodle. With Dragon up, I think that probably is just going to be Verdant's Dragon number 3. And again, for the 3rd time in this series, their feat of strength.
Yep, they don't need to fight for the turret right now because they have the 2 grabbies, and now they're getting the 2nd dragon of the game, which is going to be first one for them. And they're fine because there is no way Killers are stopping them right now with their health bars, especially the health bar on Schalke being so low. They're not being able to fight with Verdant around the pit, plus no ultimate on Snealer, no real opportunity to rotate Vayu quickly enough to the bot lane means that Verdant exactly are securing Frigg, securing the feats of strength, and securing
ADC items today. So, not being able to remember that.
The Wild Arrows, there's a weird name for them. I never remember the first
Wild
part.
Arrows.
There
you are.
What he said, yeah.
Tayron getting jumped into, but there's a Galio coming forwards, and Errol finds the taunt onto Shackle. No Shackle's able to break away, but Senkux has made his way over, has the Unraveled Earth to chase if he wants to, misses the knockback as Shackle falls. Senkux secures the kill, and in jumps Noodle. Vayu is able to break away momentarily, but the ult will keep him locked in place. Can Vayu escape? The Q slow will not be enough. Noodle gets it.
If we cannot get the turret just by rotating Shiganari to the top lane, we get the turret on the top lane by brute forcing our way through the top lane. So Verdant, we've seen them already trying it before, kind of, in the game number 1. This time definitely took them a little bit more force, and now as a result, their mid lane turret is being gravely endangered, and it's dead. Yeah, I forgot for a second, it's Ziggs there.
Quite a long time. Can really catch you off guard if you're not used to playing into him.
Yeah, especially if you're a champion who relies on their mobility a lot. Just like Ambessa happens to be. Oh no! Come on, not again, that's bullying.
That is one dead mountain. 0-2 for Vayu.
He's not on
Tayron's
the
gonna have the run.
who could have the most impact. Unfortunately, for the 3rd game in a row, we see him having to go on to more able to add match to KAOS situation on the map.
Well, they are just full committing onto Errol, but I don't know if that's actually going to work out for them because in jumps the backup. Massive knockup from Vayu, though. They're able to put some pretty serious damage out as in we see from Tayron taking out 2. Shiganari jumps into Baki in the back line, secures the kill. Tayron continues to chase onto Vayu, flashes over the wall. That's going to be the Ambessa triple kill for Tayron.
At the moment...
Just a little tell-it off as Senkux should be able to secure tower number 2. And it feels like Verdant are still playing to the game plan we've seen from their last 2 games. Off the back of this tower collapsing, the map will then open up, and I feel like Verdant will then continue to play that very, very map-controlled version they were playing as Errol Justice punches into a wall.
Snilla, I've seen you die like that in the previous game. I'm not sure you should be friends with Blast Codes anymore. Though, to be fair, Snilla has an ultimate and he doesn't have a flash. It could have been an opening for something beautiful, but Shackle? Maybe.
Ooh, Shackle. They're going to run for it. I think he's going to be okay. Teleport from Vayu comes in. They do find the... they do hit the W. The Void Seeker from the Kaiser. On is... Oh, Shigenari just launches into the back line. And as does Noodle, followed by his Galio. Knock up on the 2, as that will be the end of the Jinx. Baki falls, and it is an absolute whitewash. A triple kill for Shigenari. And only one stands once again. Verdant, they have flipped the switch, and they are online.
Oh, Noodle, this is a one best. This team nobody in this team ever feels alone. You need to zoom in to see.
Yeah, true. It has been an absolutely beautiful performance from Verdant today. They're playing incredibly well. Shackle trying his hardest to take the tower.
No!
That was sadness.
Painful. He doesn't get the turret in the end. It would have been an objective bounty, but he gets nothing. Only his death in the end.
Oh, Snilla. I actually think Killer Instinct up in 2 seconds. There it is. Shigenari immediately pulls the trigger. Secures his 6th kill. And this is what we were talking about a little bit, especially in that last fight. It feels like in this game, and we said it, that the expectation was whoever got the engage first and kind of set up first for the fight was always going to win it. Because no one has like a good answer. They both go in and just brawl immediately, but both teams need a bit of setup to be able to pull off their comp effectively. Verdant have control of the map right now, so they are therefore allowed to set up for these fights. And KAOS, they haven't had that big Snilla moment on the Fiddlesticks. And I mean, even if he solo holds someone, he's not doing anything. It's a lock-it Fiddlesticks. Like,
yeah,
you are not going to do much with that ultimate.
I'm not sure. Look at Senkax for a second. Again, this guy buys a book. He's 3-0-11, hasn't died yet, has 16 stacks already. Now could get another one.
Yeah. That is a fully stacked Magi's on as Raya gets hit by the Void Seeker. Killer Instinct up in 6 seconds. I don't think it's going to be necessary as it's a double kill. Picked up for Senkuk. Snilla taking fire from the back line as Tayron secures the kill. Shigenari, Killer Instincts forwards. Baki will get caught by the taunt and he will be taken down. Shigenari is dominating and Shackle is hiding in the Dragon Pit, in the Baron Pit. Jumps in forwards, has himself a Galio though. Double knockups, and that's the ace for Verdant.
Oh my goodness, 22-4. KAOS this time are not even close to it. And Errol is feeling fine.
Yep, well, they get the taunt off. Errol has had an absolutely beautiful performance on the Galio. Vayu is getting run down by Shigenari, is forced to ult away. Shigenari does have ultimate. I think it would be a bit too eager for him to ult forwards. He's gone for it, though, and he's secured himself a godlike kill. There's the double. Shackle gets locked down. Shigenari with a triple kill. Raya may be under fire. They do get the ultimate off onto him, though, and he's a little bit too low, so they're going to back off. They find the taunt. They find the lockdown, and that is Raya forced to use the stopwatch. One more W was securing the Quadra. Doesn't need it. There's the ace. And that would be the base to follow as well. Inhibitor will fall in the bot lane. They don't really have much of a wave, but they have someone to tank. Errol can eat a lot of this damage. So can Tayron. Onto the towers they go. It's going to have to be one hell of an ultimate. Oh my word, Noodle.
Why?
That's twice he's done that, man. He's kind of trolling there. In comes the Fiddles, KAOS, Crow Storm even, sorry. Snilla just uses it to clear the wave. Zap gets eaten by a minion. And Verdant, they're just going to jump underneath the tower to safety. Senkux is able to break away thanks to his Archangel shield.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Wait,
Noodle is Mr. Champagne.
We're not done. Vayu doesn't have ultimate. Tayron is going to do his best to hold the line for the team, but he's going real low here. Rocket's coming in. Errol looking for that taunt. Is he going to find it? Does get onto Baki there. Ultimate from Tayron onto the backline. He flashes out. Shigenari now jumps in forwards. Baki goes down. How have Verdant turned this around?
It's better reading the situation on the map better, but right now what they're reading is Vayu not dying.
Yeah, he jumps in. They're trying to kill Shigenari, but Shigenari's too damn tanky with the shields, with the backup. Vayu burning low. Tower will fall. KAOS trying to chase forwards here. Snilla misses the reap. And it does look like Errol may chase forwards here. W comes down. I think they may be okay for the moment. There is a wall on Senkux, actually. He can put that down and divide the team. Senkux makes his way over, misses the knockback onto Raya. And Dragon number 3 will be secure for the side of Verdant.
Yes, just a little soul point in the meantime for Verdant. Nothing crazy, you know, apart from the Atacon that is up and running on the both part of the map. Still can take it right now. There is an opening for KAOS in what they did in game number 1 to try to go for a sneaky Baron. There is no vision from Verdant there. I doubt they would do that, but at the same time, it's KAOS we're talking about. They might just do that. I'm looking at the minimap. I'm already seeing 3 of them there. Do you think they... I think they go for it.
I mean, it's the Hail Mary play they need, but Baki's not in the area.
Yeah.
I don't think you have the damage, especially when Teheran has found Snilla. Shiganari, 11 kills deep, finds the W onto Shackle. Is he a madman? No, he doesn't have ultimate, so luckily he's okay. I think if Errol and him had ultimate, he would have jumped in. Raya, fine by the lockdown, and that is going to be Shiganari taking that kill. No, it's Errol, but it doesn't matter because Teheran dealing with 3. Trying to dive under a potential tower here. W hits from Shiganari onto Baki. Only 2 stand. Knockback goes wide from Senkugs. Teheran is going to get caught, but the tower shots will not finish him up today. Vayu can't find the damage. Wave collapses in. And Verdant, they're just playing this game by the book. Every tower down, every objective down. Vayu will fall. Verdant, they don't need this tower. They can close the game out right here, right now.
They've been playing with the foot for quite some time already, but now it is time for final dessert that Snilla will probably be a part of.
Down he goes. Lovely kill once again secured by Shiganari for 14 kills. On to the Kaiser as he gets a double kill. Noodles finishing towers up. They're just glory farming right now. KAOS. They go down in KAOS, but it's not the KAOS they wanted. Shiganari is shut down, but so is the Nexus. 35 kills for Verdant in 27 minutes.
30